Hi students, welcome to DS Economics channel. Today we are going to discuss July 2024 Kerala State Eligibility Test Economics Previous Year question. This is your part number 1. In this part we are going to discuss from question number 1 to 40. So those who come for the first time, please subscribe to this channel, and those who do not watch the previous part videos, they can watch in the playlist. I have given the link of the playlist in the description box. So let's start today's session. So first question of July 2024 Kerala set is the demand function is Q is equal to 9 by root P, where Q is the quantity demanded of the commodity and P is its price. So what is the elasticity of demand? So we have to find out the elasticity of demand here. So the formula for elasticity of demand, price elasticity of demand, ED is equal to dq by dp into p by q, general formula. So here given the demand function q is equal to 9 by root p. So here q is equal to 9 by root p. Then let's first find the derivative of q with respect to p. So first find out dq by dp. So its derivative is equal to dq 9 by root p. 9 by root p, if we just simplify this equation, it is 9 into p to the power 1 by 2. Root means this can written as 9 by p to the power 1 by 2, or we can say 9 into p to the power minus 1 by 2. So here dq by dp is equal to 9 into p to the power minus 1 by 2. Its q value, then dq by dp is equal to 9 into p to the power minus 1 by 2. So its derivative is equal to minus power into base, so minus 1 by 2 into p. So 9 into minus 1 by 2, 9 into minus 1 by 2 is equal to minus 9 by 2 into p to the power 1 by 2 minus 1, minus 1 by 2 minus 1 is equal to minus 3 by 2. So dq by dp is equal to minus 9 by 2 into p to the power minus 3 by 2. Then now substitute this and original quantity into the price formula. So elasticity of demand formula is equal to dq by dp. dq by dp value is equal to minus 9 by 2 p to the power minus 3 by 2 into, so dq by dp value is equal to minus 9 by 2 p to the power minus 3 by 2 into p by q. So p means p by q. Q value is equal to 9 into p to the power minus 1 by 2. So here minus q by 2 into p to the power minus 3 by 2 into p by q to the power p minus 1 by 2. So if you solve this equation, then minus 9 by 2 p to the power minus 3 by 2 into p to the power 1 means minus power plus power rule minus 3 by 2 plus 1 is equal to minus 3 plus 2 by 2 or minus 1 by 2. So this written as 9 by 2 p to the power minus 1 by 2 by 9 into p to the power minus 1 by 2. So 9 into p to the power minus 1 by 2. So 9 into p to the power minus 1 by 2, this is 9 into p to the power minus 1 by 2. Cancel only 1 by 2. Yes, here minus. So only minus 1 by 2 rest. So only minus 1 by 2 here. So right answer is minus 1 by 2. But here, so the price elasticity of demand here is equal to minus 1 by 2, but the magnitude or absolute value, if we find the absolute value, then minus 1 by 2 absolute value is equal to 1 by 2. So the correct answer is 1 by 2, option number D, 1 by 2. So this is the formula, detailed formula, how to calculate the price elasticity of demand. So here right answer is option number D, 1 by 2. Let's come to second question. Here dash means the sale of goods or provision of services at a price which is below cost. Price is below cost means price is less than cost of production. Price is less than cost. That is called predatory price, reservation price, price ceiling or price fixation. It is called predatory price. Predatory price. Predatory price means it refers to a sale of goods or provision of services at a price below its cost with the intent to drive competitors out of the markets. Intention of the predatory pricing is that to drive the competitors out of the market. So here he sell the product below the cost, that is price is below cost. It is called as predatory price. Option number A. Then question number 3. If the consumer prefers or is indifferent between the two bundles, we say that C strongly prefer, weakly prefers, not express preference or highly prefer. It is called as if the consumer prefer or indifferent. Here indifferent between the two bundles, then we say it is weakly prefer, because he is indifferent or he or she is indifferent between the choice. So it is weakly prefer, because if a consumer prefer or is indifferent between two bundles, it is considered a weak preference, as the consumer doesn't strictly prefer one bundle over the other. So it is called as weakly prefers. Then come to question number 4. Identify the true statements about special economic zone, SEZ, special economic zones. First one is duty free enclaves of the development. Yes, in special economic zones we found duty free enclave of development. Then deemed as foreign territories for purpose of trade, duties or tariff. So deemed as foreign territories for purpose of trade, duties and tariff. This is also correct according to special economic zone. So both 1 and 2 are correct according to special economic zone. Then question number 5. The marginal product of CES production function is greater than 0, less than 0, constant or none. So marginal product of CES production function. CES production function marginal product is always greater than 0. Greater than 0, because CES production function is typically greater than 0, as it implies that increasing the input will lead to a positive though diminishing increase in output. So the CES function allows for different elasticities of substitution between inputs, but the marginal product is generally positive. So it is greater than 0. Option number A. Then come to question number 6. An estimator is dash if it collapses on the point of the true value of the parameter. An estimator is consistent, efficient or both or neither. An estimator is dash if it is collapse on the point of the true value of the parameter. An estimator is consistent. An estimator is consistent if it collapse on the point of the true value of the parameter. So here option number A is right. Then come to question number 7. A model of a market where the demanders and suppliers have different information about the qualities of the goods being sold is highlighted by. So demanders and suppliers have different information about the quality of the good, that is called as Ekelov, and that is highlighted by Ekelov or Stiglitz or Michael Spence or Elliot Smith. So 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀 theory. This is 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀 theory. So Ekelov is the correct choice, because 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀 is known for highlighting the concept of information asymmetry in market. This type of situation is called information asymmetry, particularly through his famous paper The Market for Lemons, which discuss how different informations between buyers and sellers about the quality of the goods can be lead to market failure. So it is related with 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀𝙀 theory. So option number A is correct choice. Then come to question number 8. Find the coefficient of variation if mean is 6 and standard deviation is 2.4. Here a simple formula for coefficient of variation CV is equal to standard deviation by mean into 100. So or sigma by mean into 100. So standard deviation value is 2.4. So 2.4 by mean value is equal to 6 into 100. So 2 3 is 6, 2 50 is 100, then 3 and 24, 2.4. So 3 it is 20, then 8 into 50, 8 5 is 40. Point 1 point cancel, so 8 into 5 is equal to 40. So here right option is 40. And so CV, coefficient of variation value, is 40. Then question number 9. The value of aggregate excess demand is identically 0 is explained by Waller's law, law of consumption, law of demand supply, or demand. So it is called as simply Waller's law. Waller's law, the value of aggregate excess demand is identically 0, because Waller's law states that the value of aggregate excess demand in an economy is always 0. In other words, if there is excess demand in one market, there must be excess supply in another, ensuring that the sum of all excess demand across markets equals to 0. So this statement given by Waller's. So it is called as Waller's law. Then come to question number 10. Oligopoly firms setting their prices and letting the market determine the quantity sold is a dash model. Carnot model, Botten, Stackelberg, or French. So it is called as Botten model. It is called as Botten model because in the Botten model of oligopoly, firms compete by setting their prices and the market determines the quantity sold based on these prices. So this contrast with the Carnot model. We know Carnot model is the different concept where firms compete by setting quantities, but in Carnot model, firms compete by setting quantities, but in Botten model, firms setting their prices. So it is called as Botten model. Then come to question number 11. The probability of getting an egg or a club on a single pick from a well shuffled standard deck of cards is. So here this is a probability question asked from the cards game. So to calculate the probability of getting an egg or a club of a single pick from a standard deck of total cards number is equal to, we know, 52 cards. Total cards in a card game is total 52. So from 52 cards, there are how many aces? There are 4 aces in a deck. There are 4 aces, we know. Then how many clubs in a single pick of card? So there are 13 clubs and 4 aces. So here one of the aces, or we can say ace of clubs, has been counted twice. So once is as an ace and once as an club. So here total aces is 4 cards and total clubs are 13 cards. So ace of clubs is 1 card. From this ace of clubs is 1 card. So thus the total number of favorable outcomes. So here first we have to find out the favorable outcome. Favorable outcome as 4 plus 13 minus 1, because it is common. So 4 plus 13 is equal to 17 minus 1 is equal to 16. So total favorable outcomes are 16. Then the probability, that is number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of cards. So probability is equal to total number of favorable outcomes by total number of cards. So favorable outcomes is equal to 16 by total number of cards are 52. So 16 by 50. 4 4 is 16, 4 13 is 52. So 4 by 13. 4 by 13 in the option number C. 4 by 13. So right option is option number C. Then come to question number 12. A Higgsian demand function is sometimes called dash demand function. Higgsian demand function compensated. Yes, Higgsian demand function is called as, otherwise called as compensated demand function. So option number A is the right choice. Then come to question number 13. The name associated with the book Principles of Political Economy and Taxation. Principles of Political Economy and Taxation given by Pigo, Laffer, Ricardo or Alfred. It is given by Ricardo. Principles of Political Economy and Taxation. This book associated with the name of David Ricardo. So option C is the right choice. Then come to question number 14. The idea of hedonic price was pioneered by hedonic price concept given by Kahneman, Lancaster, Cameron or James Perry. Hedonic price concept given by Lancaster. So option number B is the right choice. Then come to question number 15. A rise in the exchange rate means that the relative value of the domestic currency is falling or depreciating. Yes, rise in exchange rate means that the relative value of the domestic currency is falling or depreciated. So option A is the correct choice. Then come to question number 16. The expansion path of Cobb-Douglas production function is homogeneous, linear homogeneous, heterogeneous. Expansion path of the Cobb-Douglas production function is linearly homogeneous. So linear homogeneous. So option number B is the right choice. Linear homogeneous means alpha plus beta value is equal to 1. So it is linearly homogeneous. We know that Cobb-Douglas production function is equal to Q is equal to AL alpha into k to the power beta. So here the Cobb-Douglas production function is homogeneous of degree alpha plus beta. So if alpha plus beta is equal to 1, then the function is linearly homogeneous, which implies constant return to scale. In this case, doubling the input would result in a doubling of output. So it is linearly homogeneous. Then come to question number 17. Second degree price discrimination is also known as the case of. There are three types of mainly price discrimination: first degree, second degree and third degree. So second degree price discrimination is also known as non-linear, perfect price discrimination, linear pricing or linear discrimination. Second degree price discrimination, it is otherwise known as non-linear pricing. Second degree is non-linear pricing because second degree price discrimination is a pricing strategy where prices vary according to the quantity consumed or the version of the product purchased rather than the characteristics of the buyer. So this is also known as non-linear pricing. Non-linear pricing, as the price per unit is not constant. Why it is called non-linear? Because the price per unit is not constant and changes with the amount of goods purchased. So it is called as non-linear pricing because the here price not constant and it changes with the amount of goods purchased. So it is called as non-linear pricing. Then question number 18, list 1 and list 2 maths. So question number 18, A. Employment multiplier related with Khan, AF Khan. Then liquidity trap related with Keynes, Keynes. Then neutrality of money related with Don Patinkin, neutrality of money. Then portfolio theory of asset holding related with Tobin. So A for B3, C1, D2, option number B. Employment multiplier RF Kahan, liquidity trap Keynes, neutrality of money Don Patinkin and portfolio theory of asset holding Tobin. Option number B is the right choice. Then come to question number 19. Asset that provide a monetary flow are called flow that is called real asset, physical asset, financial asset or obligatory asset. Asset that provide a monetary flow related with financial asset. So option number C is the right choice. Then come to question number 20. When inflation depends on past inflation, when inflation depends on past inflation, cyclical unemployment and a supply shock, it is in the case of additive expectation, naive, rational expectation. So it is related with, I think, adaptive expectation, because when inflation depends on past inflation, cyclical unemployment, supply shocks, so it is in the case of adaptive expectation. Because when inflation depends on past inflation, it suggests that people's expectation about future inflation are based on previous inflation rates. So this is the concept of adaptive expectation, where agents adjust their expectations of inflation based on the past experience. So it is related with adaptive expectation. Then another option is naive. Naive means refers to the non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment, which is related to the unemployment rate at which inflation remain stable. Then rational expectation, it implies that people use all available information, including policy changes, to forecast future inflation, not just past inflation. So these are not correct here. Adaptive expectation is the right choice. Then come to question number 20. Question is, identify the correct statements about predatory dumping. Predatory dumping. So first one is temporary sale of a commodity at below cost or a lower price abroad. Yes, this is right. It is called as predatory dumping because temporary sale of commodity at below cost or lower price abroad. Then it is to take advantage of the newly acquired monopolarized as result of lower price. Yes, this is also correct. Then occasional sale of the commodity is at below cost or a lower price abroad. No, it is not occasional sale. It is the commodity below cost at a lower price abroad. So it is not related with occasional sale. Then it protects the domestic industries from unfair competition from abroad. Yes, it is related with domestic industries protection. So predatory dumping are related with option number 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4 only. So option D is the right choice here. Then come to question number 22. The inflation rates at the economy faces 2%, 5%, 12.5% respectively in the past 3 consecutive years. The geometric mean of the inflation rate. Geometric mean means root over of x1, x2, x3. So root over of 2%, 5%, 12.5%. So root value, find the root value of these things, then you will get the answer. So here answer given as option number C, you can find out the answer. Then come to question number 23, list 1 and list 2. Bandwagon effect. Bandwagon effect, you know, bandwagon effect is demand a commodity because other people's purchase. Bandwagon or demonstration, it is related with demand a commodity because other people's purchase it. Then income effect. Income effect related with increase in real income that accompanies a price decline. It is called income effect. Then Veblen effect. Veblen effect related with luxurious goods consumption or conspicuous consumption. Then substitution effect. Substitution effect related with change in relative price independent of real income. Change in relative prices independent of real income, it is called as substitution effect. So A for B1, C2, D3. This is in the option number B. Then come to question number 24. Welfare is improved when the greatest good is secured for the greatest number, is argued by Bentham, Pareto, Szytowski or Morgan. This is argued by Bentham. The greatest good is secured for the greatest number. So this principle is associated with Bentham, an English philosopher and social reformer. Bentham is known for his advocacy of utilitarianism, which is the idea that actions should aim to achieve the greatest happiness or good for the greatest number of people. That is related with Bentham. Then come to question number 25, list 1 and list 2. First one is pass through effect, terms of trade effect, J curve, then scientific effect. First one is pass through effect. Pass through effect, it is related with proportion of an exchange rate change that is reflected in export import price changes. So it is called as pass through effect, proportion of an exchange rate change that is reflected in export import price changes, pass through effect. Then terms of trade effect, terms of trade effect related with change in relative commodity prices at which a nation trades, it is called as terms of trade. Then J curve, first deteriorate then improve. So J curve, deterioration before a net improvement in a country's trade balance resulting from devaluation, just like say first deteriorate then improve. So it is called, it is related with option number 2, J curve. Then scientific effect, scientific effect related with tariff rate that would make the price of imports equal to domestic prices. So option number 1. So A for B3 C2 D1, A for B3 C2 D1, option number B. Then come to question number 26. A commodity with income elasticity of demand is greater than 1 is dash good, normal good, luxury good, inferior good, or casual. Here income elasticity of demand, where income elasticity of demand greater than 1, it is related with luxury good, luxurious item. So option number B is the right choice. Then come to question number 27. The revenue raised through the printing of money is called tax revenue, seigniorage, deficit financing, or surplus financing. Revenue raised through the printing of money, it is related with seigniorage, printing of money. Option number B. Then come to question number 28. The negative relationship between unemployment and GDP is called Keynes law, Walras law, Okun's law, or Marshall law. The negative relation between unemployment and GDP, it is called as Okun's law. Okun's law, option number C. Then come to question number 29. Industrial Licensing Policy Inquiry Committee is associated with 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀 Committee. Yes, this is the right choice. Industrial Licensing Policy Inquiry Committee is associated with 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀 Committee, option number A. Then question number 30. Scheduled banks are those banks which are included in the Schedule 2 of the RBI Act 1934. Yes, scheduled bank are those banks which are included in the Schedule 2 of the RBI Act 1934. Option number A is the right choice. Then come to question number 31. Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage is based on, Ricardo theory of comparative advantage based on opportunity cost theory, labor theory, law of diminishing. It is related with labor theory. Ricardo's comparative cost advantage theory is related with labor theory of value, option number B. Then come to question number 32. The offer curve of a nation bulges or bends towards the axis that measures its dash commodity, non-traded, import, export, or import or export. So it is related with export commodity. The offer curve of a nation bulges or bends toward the axis that measures its export commodity. So option number D is the right choice. Then come to question number 33. The 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀 test. 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀 test is model misspecification test, residual normality test, test of unbiasedness of the estimator, or test of goodness of fit of the model. So 𝙁𝙍𝙀𝙀 test is for residual normality test. It is related with residual normality test, option number B, 33B. Then question number 34. Identify the true statements regarding marginal rate of substitution, MRS. True statement regarding MRS. First one is, it shows amount of good X that a person is willing to give up to obtain one additional unit of good Y. Yes, this is called as MRS, marginal rate of substitution between good X and Y. So option A is the right choice. Then option 2, the MRS increases as we move down along the indifference curve. No, MRS decreases, not increase. When we move down from one point to another, here MRS decreases, not increases. So option number 2 is incorrect. Then when there is increasing MRS, the indifference curve is concave. Yes, when there is increase in MRS, the indifference curve becomes concave, not convex. In convex, we see there is a decrease, but in concave shape indifference curve, there is a increasing MRS. So option number C is right. Then MRS diminishes as we move down along the indifference curve. Yes, as we move down along an indifference curve, MRS diminishes. So option number 1, 3 and 4. 1, 3 and 4 are related with MRS. 1, 3, 4 in the option number B. So here B is the right choice. Then come to question number 35. Identify the true statements regarding elasticity of demand. True statement regarding elasticity of demand. First one is the elasticity of demand is the same at all points in a straight line demand curve. In a straight line demand curve, the elasticity of demand are same in all points. This is incorrect because in different points elasticity of demand are different. In this point it is 1, then infinite, 0, 1, greater than 1, less than 1. So different points elasticity of demand are different. So this is incorrect. Option 1 A is incorrect. Then the cross elasticity will always be positive. The cross elasticity will always be positive. No, it is false because cross elasticity can be either positive or negative. It's positive for substitute goods like substitute goods Pepsi and Coca-Cola, and negative for complementary goods like cars and fuels. So it is not always positive. So this is also incorrect. Then the supply of apartments is more inelastic in the short run compared to long run. Yes, this is correct because in short run it is difficult to increase the supply of apartments due to factors like construction time or resources, making the supply more inelastic. But in the long run it is easier to adjust supply, making it more elastic. In long run it will be more elastic, but in short run it is inelastic or more inelastic. So here option C is correct. Then option number D, perfectly competitive producers will make use of price elasticity for fixing the price of their product. No, this is incorrect because in a perfectly competitive market, producers are price takers. So they don't set prices based on elasticity but rather accept the market price because they are price takers, not price makers. So option number D is also incorrect here. Option A, B, D all are incorrect. So identify the true statement. Here true statement is only option number C. So C is the right choice. Then come to question number 36. When there is market glut, supply is greater than demand and income will fall. Yes, when there is market glut, supply is greater than demand and income will fall because a market glut occurs when there is an excess supply, meaning supply is greater than demand. So this typically leads to a fall in prices as producers try to sell the excess output, which in turn can lead to a decrease in income of the producer. So this is called as market glut. Option number A is the correct choice. Then come to question number 37. In a two-sector model, when consumption C is equal to 400 plus 0.8y and investment is 600, then equilibrium output. So here we have to find out the equilibrium output. We know that equilibrium output first in a two-sector model, equilibrium output is determined where aggregate demand equals output. So here y is equal to, we know that y is equal to C plus I. Here C is equal to 400 plus 0.y. I is equal to investment is equal to 600. So y is equal to C plus I, or we can write as 400 plus 0.8y plus 600. So if we simplify this equation, then y minus 0.8y, y minus 0.8y is equal to 400 plus 600. So y minus 0.y, y means 1 y, 1 minus 0.8, 1 minus 0.8 is equal to 0.2. So 0.2y is equal to 400 plus 600 is equal to 1000. So 0.2y is equal to 1000. This implies y is equal to 1000 by 0.2. 1000 by 0.2 is equal. So 2 5s are 10. This implies 5000. So 5000. So here in a two sector model, the equilibrium output y is equal to 5000. Option number C. Option number C is the right choice. Then come to question number 30. The Baumol-Tobin analysis suggests that an increase in the brokerage fee for buying and selling bonds will cause the demand for money to dash and the demand for bonds to dash. Here demand for money increase or decrease and demand for bonds increase or decrease. Here demand for money increase. Demand for money, here demand for money increase but demand for bond decrease, because the Baumol-Tobin model suggests that individuals hold a balance between cash means money, and the interest bearing asset like bonds. So individuals hold a balance between money and bonds. When brokerage fees for buying and selling bonds increases, it becomes more costly to convert bonds into cash. So as a result, people tend to hold more money or cash and reduce their transaction in bonds, which decreases their demand for bonds. So here demand for money increases and demand for bond decreases when brokerage fee are high. So option number A is the right choice. Then come to question number 39. An increase in government spending shift IS rightward. So increase in government spending shift the IS curve to the rightward, IS1, IS2, IS1. Then with the actual change in output greater than the scheduled shift when LM is relatively flat and IS is steeper sloped, or LM is vertical and IS is steeply sloped, or LM and IS both are relatively flat, or LM is steeply sloped and IS is relatively flat. With the actual change in output greater than the scheduled shift when both IS and LM are relatively flat. So option number C is the right choice, because the flat IS curve implies that flat IS curve implies that output is highly sensitive to changes in interest rate. A small change in interest rate leads to a large change in output, which suggests that investment and consumption are very responsive to interest rate. So IS curve is flat here. Then LM curve flat. The flat LM curve is this is. So flat LM curve implies that interest rate are not very sensitive to changes in output. This results in minimal increase in interest rate even as output rises, which encourages further increase in output without significant crowding out. So in this case, an increase in government spending would indeed lead to a larger than expected increase in output, as both the flat IS and LM curves amplify the effect on output. So option number C is the right choice. Then come to question number 40. Today's last question. Terms of trade is the ratio of price of a nation's terms of trade. It is the export commodity and import commodity ratio. So terms of trade related with export commodity to the price of its import commodity. Export by import. So it is called as terms of trade, export commodity to the price of its import commodity. General direct question, terms of trade. So 40 number right choice is option number. This is all about for the today's session. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like, please like the video, comment in the comment section if you have any doubt, and also share with your friends. So thank you all for watching this. See you in the next part. Jai Jagannath.